In 2023, 29,771 terawatt-hours of electricity was generated around the world, an increase of 2.3% from the previous year. The generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity involve a series of processes and infrastructure to bring electrical power from power plants to homes and industries. Electrical distribution is the process in which the voltage is progressively reduced as electricity moves from higher capacity transmission lines to low voltage distribution lines, ensuring safe and efficient delivery, then further decreasing the voltage for local delivery. This is achieved through a network of meters, poles, transformers, substations, and distribution lines. Ultimately, electrical distribution enables consumers to access and use electricity for various applications, ranging from lighting and heating to powering electronic devices. Electrical transmission is the high-voltage transportation of electricity over long distances from power plants to local distribution systems. This process involves using a network of transmission lines, large poles, big towers and substations to efficiently transmit electricity at high voltages, which reduces energy loss during transport. Electrical generation is the process of producing electricity from various energy sources. This typically involves converting energy, such as from fossil fuels, coal, natural gas, oil, nuclear reactions, hydropower, wind, solar, geothermal, or biomass, into electrical energy. Power plants use these energy sources to generate electricity through methods like burning, steam production, or harnessing renewable sources. The generated electricity is then fed into the electrical grid for transmission and distribution to end users, powering homes, businesses, and industries. Number 1 is coal power generation. 10,633 terawatt electricity is produced with coal. Coal power generation involves the use of coal as a fuel to produce electricity. Coal is burned in a furnace to produce steam that is directed onto turbine blades, causing the turbine to rotate, which is connected to a generator, and as it turns, it generates electricity. Number 2 is gas power generation. 6,577 terawatt electricity is produced with gas. Gas power generation involves the use of natural gas or other gases to produce electricity. Natural gas is burned in a combustion chamber to produce steam which rotates generator shaft and produce electricity. It raises environmental concerns due to air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. Number 3 is hydropower generation. 4,695 terawatt electricity is produced with hydropower. It uses the energy of flowing or falling water to produce electricity. Water is typically stored in a dam. The flowing water is directed onto turbine blades, causing the generator to rotate, which produce electricity. Hydropower is a renewable and clean energy source. Number 4 is nuclear power generation. 2,856 terawatt electricity is produced with nuclear power plant. Nuclear power generation involves harnessing the energy released during nuclear fission reactions to produce electricity. Mostly uranium or plutonium metal used for this purpose. Nuclear power is known for its high energy density and low greenhouse gas emissions, but it also poses challenges, including nuclear waste management and safety concerns. Number 5 is wind turbine power generation. 2,231 terawatt electricity is produced with wind turbine farms. Wind turbine power generation involves the kinetic energy of the wind to produce electricity. Wind turbines have blades designed to capture the kinetic energy of the wind. The rotating blades drives the generator and produce electricity. It provides a clean and sustainable way to generate electricity. Number 6 is solar power generation. 1,420 terawatt electricity is produced with solar panel farms. Solar power generation involves converting sunlight into electricity using photovoltaic cells. Photovoltaic cells absorb sunlight when exposed to daylight. Sunlight excites electrons within the semiconductor material, creating an electric current. Number 7 is oil power generation. 1057 terawatt electricity is produced with oil power plants. Oil power generation involves the combustion of oil, typically in the form of diesel or heavy fuel oil, to produce electricity. Oil is burned in a combustion chamber to produce steam, which rotates generator turbine and produces electricity. Oil power generation is often used as a backup or peaking power source due to its flexibility and ability to quickly respond to changes in electricity demand. Number 8 is bioenergy power generation. 97 terawatt electricity is produced with bioenergy power plants. Bioenergy power production involves the conversion of biological materials, such as organic matter and biomass, into electrical energy. Bioenergy sources include organic materials like wood, crop residues, animal waste, and dedicated energy crops. Biomass is burned to produce heat. The generated heat or biogas is used to produce electricity through conventional steam turbines. Number 9 is solar tower power generation. 219 terawatt electricity is produced with solar tower plants. It involves using a concentrated solar power technology known as a solar power tower to generate electricity. Solar towers consist of a field of mirrors that reflect sunlight onto a central receiver mounted on top of a tall tower, where a heat-absorbing material captures the solar energy and produces steam. Steam is used to drive a turbine connected to a generator, producing electricity. Number 10 is geothermal power generation. 17 gigawatt electricity is produced with geothermal power plants. Geothermal power production involves harnessing the Earth's internal heat to generate electricity. Natural reservoirs of hot water and steam exist beneath the Earth's surface, typically near areas with high geothermal activity. Wells are drilled into the geothermal reservoirs to access the hot water and steam. The produced steam is directed onto turbine blades, causing the turbine to rotate. The rotating turbine is connected to a generator, converting the mechanical energy into electricity. Number 11 is ocean thermal power generation. 470 kilowatt electricity is produced with ocean thermal power plants. Ocean thermal power production harnesses the temperature difference between the warm surface water and the colder deep water of the ocean to generate electricity. The generated electricity is transmitted at appropriate voltages and distributed through a network of lines to end users. Two common systems are used: open cycle and closed cycle. In both systems, the vaporized working fluid turns a turbine, generating electricity. In addition to the primary sources mentioned earlier, there are several other electrical power production sources. Here are some additional methods: fuel cells, waste to energy, thermophotovoltaic cells, piezoelectric materials, etc. These technologies represent a diverse range of approaches to electricity generation and storage, with ongoing research and development to improve efficiency, sustainability, and reliability.